Hey, what's up everybody? Night Batman here with another new video. I mainly felt inspired to do this because of all the feedback I've been getting from the Godzilla Encounter video. You know, the likes and the comments. I'm really glad to have gotten you guys' feedback and also to see that you guys have enjoyed it. Out of that, I was actually thinking about what to do for my next video, and with that I decided to just do a little discussion on some of the movies I like regarding giant monsters that I like. So just a brief video mainly talking about my three favorite giant monster movies. Start off, I want to really talk about Reign of Fire. I don't think it did very well financially from what I heard, but I actually thought it was a really good monster movie as well as a really great dragon movie. What I liked was the look of the dragons first of all, because it broke away from the traditional dragon with the arms and the wings on the back, but this time they put the wings and the arms together as one. I thought it made for some really great shots when we see the dragons move around when they're not flying, and also how they mixed in some other animals with their dragon design. What I like most about Reign of Fire was the beginning of the movie when we have, you know, the opening credits. We see what's kind of symbolizing the dragons, but it's actually just pigeons, you know, flying around and stuff. I really like the music in that, and pretty much the lead up to when Quinn stumbles across the very first dragon, and you know how he meets it with the, I'm guessing, the drool that turns into flames when it reaches the ground, and also when it just climbs up out of the elevator shaft and it just goes up close to Quinn and you see the eye. I thought that was just great, because it's great when giant monster movies have that close-up shot of the creature's eye. I really like that. Also, some of my favorite moments were when we had little discussion about, you know, the time that was skipped in the movie, where pretty much they talk about how all of the events that have happened with the Earth and their encounter with the dragons. I really like those little snippets of news information. You can hear some of the audio from some of the news reports, and even seeing that Time magazine cover where New York City was in flames and you see dragons flying around. I thought that was a really well done prop. Next up, I want to talk about King Kong. I really enjoyed this movie, despite what most people say about the pacing, or you know, the fact that the original was better. I actually really enjoyed the remake a lot better, and Peter Jackson is actually one of my favorite directors, and I thought that it was cool that he actually got to remake one of the movies that inspired him to do films. What I like about King Kong is the fact that instead of making him just a big monster, you know, with the King Kong movies, original and remake, it makes you actually care a lot about the creature, and even though it's cool to see them rampaging or fighting dinosaurs pretty much, I thought that it's cool that you can see a human side to this animal, and when you see his fate at the end of the movie, you really do feel affected by what happens, and you know, it's just a really sad ending, but it's also a really well crafted movie, both the original and the remake. But of course, what makes the remake great is its ensemble cast. Most of all, Naomi Watts, who was just amazing in that. It's kind of sad that she's not in too many movies nowadays, but that's one of my favorite films involving her. And the score by James Newton Howard, it's totally something I wasn't used to at that time, mainly because I don't know what it is, but then it just sounds different but really emotional. And when you have the scenes with Kong and Anne, they really are very tender. And also when you see Kong fighting off those V-Rexes, as they're called in the movie, I thought that was just really epic, and especially that final fight with Kong and the last V-Rex. That was like, you know, one of those things you can only experience in the movie theater. The effects in that movie still hold up. I mean, that's one of my favorite films, and I actually just watched it recently, and when I see the effects, it's amazing to think that this movie came out in 2005 and it's already 2013, but the effects are something that can still rival the effects that are as good as today. And then now this next one, people are pretty split on. It's Cloverfield. I really enjoyed this movie because even though the monster is not something everyone is used to, because look and also with how the movie is done with the whole shaky cam, I actually enjoyed every bit of it. I thought that Cloverfield has a great and interesting design because it's fun to watch him on screen, how he walks on all fours with those like extended arms. And also what I liked was how unlike most giant monster movies where they would zoom out a bit too much, with Cloverfield there are moments where it is zoomed out somewhat far, but you can still feel like the monster proves a threat, and you actually do feel intimidated by it, and you worry that it would get any closer, but you just love watching it in motion. And more into that, that's why Cloverfield also I think works with the whole found footage. It really puts you in the middle of the action. You feel like you're in there, and the monster really does prove a threat. Not like most giant monster movies where you mostly get faraway shots of the monster causing havoc, but you're not really in the middle of it, so it doesn't give off as a threat like it should. More on what I like about the movie, the actors were good. It's an idea that was thought up by J.J. Abrams, and J.J. Abrams, he's also one of my favorite directors, probably like my number 2 or number 1. He and Christopher Nolan, they keep switching, but really enjoy his work. What's cool is how we don't get an official origin story for the monster, but when you follow the viral before the movie came out, where they came up with these fake news footage. One of my favorite virals was actually the oil rig sinking. I thought that was I thought that was very innovative of them to do, to actually create this fake news report that makes the film feel more than a film, but actually like a real event. And it was actually like, when I watched that, I kind of got goosebumps. Even though you don't follow the viral, or even if you did and you watched the movie, whatever bits of origin story you got, it still wasn't the whole thing, and it was enough to get you interested, but not really feed you every single detail about the monster, which not only made you curious, but also kind of, you know, worried about where it came from, how it originated, you know, all of this backstory. And that's what I really enjoy about Cloverfield. And I'm really hoping that they do a sequel and give more on the origin, or at least give us a full origin story, and actually see what the fate of the world will be, since that monster seems pretty unstoppable. I mean, they tried to even bomb it and it still didn't die. If you guys have seen the end credits, they did play a message saying it's still alive, but it's actually reversed. You gotta play it backwards. But if you find it on YouTube, I'm sure you can find it. You'll hear that audio. I don't have a whole lot of favorite giant monster movies, because I'm kind of picky with stuff like that. I mean, that's why even with Pacific Rim, even though I think giant robots are cool, I just never got into those animes and stuff, because I wanted an experience like Pacific Rim, and I thought it delivered. And with, you know, King Kong, Cloverfield, and Rain of Fire, they did their own thing, and it really made you feel involved with the movie, and their portrayal of the monsters were great. And it was they were fun rides, and these are stuff I hope that Godzilla will be doing. And I do hope that they give us a full origin story, as well as some really great monster fights, because we pretty much know that there will be other monsters besides Godzilla, and it's gotta definitely be cause for call for a huge giant monster battle. I do have big hopes on Gareth Edwards' work on Godzilla after seeing Monsters, and I'm pretty sure that this will be a great movie. I guess that's pretty much it. If you guys have any giant monster movies that you really enjoy, like a list, or just one in particular that you hold highest in regards, feel free to talk about it. You know, list what you enjoyed. If you don't agree with any of the movies I discussed, you know, leave your feedback in the comments. And thank you guys so much for watching. To my newer subscribers, just want to say hi, thank you so much for subscribing. And to all my original followers, you know, all my followers in... Did I just say followers? I mean subscribers, sorry. Too much into Tumblr, but to all my subscribers in general, thank you guys so much for subscribing. You guys are the best, and I really do hope you enjoy these videos, and I hope to do more, and that they will be enjoyable as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. Godzilla coming out 2014. Can't wait. Gonna watch some of my favorite monster movies again tonight, and thanks so much for watching again. Guys, take it easy and have a great week. Later.